everyone, this is Giver of Fear, and in this video I'm just going to have a gameplay play in the background here. I don't talk throughout the whole thing. I actually wasn't recording with my voice or anything, but it's a pretty sweet gameplay and I just figured I'd share it with you guys. It has about everything from pickaxe kills to sniper kills, base battles, so yeah, just enjoy that, and we'll get started. What this video is actually about, which I'm going to be talking about myself. I feel like my viewers should know a little bit about me. Like, why watch my stuff if you don't know anything about me? So I'm just going to jump into it and just start where it all started. I was born in Ohio with my twin brother. Yes, I have a twin. His name is Austin. My name is actually Clint. If you want to know my name. I was named after Clint Eastwood. But yeah, in Ohio, we won't spend most of our life there in Ohio. We actually would leave, me and my family of 6, which I have an older sister and a younger sister, my twin brother, and my 2 parents. We would actually leave Ohio when I was about 5, almost 6. So I don't really have too much memories about Ohio, just very few. I think I can remember like staying at my grandmother's house, watching NASCAR with her, or riding my grandmother's horses. Like, there are just very few memories I have there. But yeah, after leaving Ohio, we would move to Alaska. My dad would get a job in Alaska, so we would move to Juneau, Alaska, and we would spend one or 2 years there. I think I did 1st and 2nd grade there. One grade I actually went to the largest school I've ever been to, and 1 grade I was homeschooled. But yeah, I didn't really go to big schools throughout all of my high school years and even my college years as of now. They've all been under a couple hundred people, besides the one I went to, Juneau. That's probably my biggest school. I don't remember what the population was of that school, but I'm 100% sure it was a lot bigger than my regular schools. But yeah, after going through 1st and 2nd grade in Juneau, we would move. Actually, we would get a boat in Juneau, and we would take that boat and we would travel all the way down to Prince of Wales Island, which is just south of Juneau, and we would live in Thorn Bay for my 3rd grade year of school. Now, during that 3rd grade year, I'd actually excel a lot in math. We actually had a really good math teacher there in Thorn Bay, and it would actually make it my favorite subject. I would excel at math throughout the rest of my high school. Yeah, she was a really good math teacher. And there we would actually get into sports. We started cross country there, me and my brother. We would run cross country and track throughout all of our high school. That was our sport. We did basketball for a little bit, but we weren't very good, even though we were really tall. I'm 6'4", my brother's 6'5". We're very tall, but we weren't good at basketball. I'm sure we would have been if we started playing basketball a lot sooner, but we actually just played 1 year in 9th grade and 1 year our senior year, so we weren't the best. But yeah, in Thorn Bay, we would live on a boat. It was a 50-foot boat. It was, for a family of 6, you can imagine it was pretty crowded, but it was a fun time. I mean, the waves of the water would rock you to sleep at night. If you wanted to go fishing, you just untie the boat and away we went. I think we caught like a 400-pound halibut one time. We were eating fish and seafood all the time. Just living in Alaska, you get like a lot of sea creatures and moose and bear. I mean, our freezer was always full. But yeah, after living in Thorn Bay for about 7 months to a year, we would move to Trapper Creek, Alaska, and we would spend about 5 or 6 years living there. In Trapper Creek, we had a lot of fun. We actually didn't have any internet. We lived off of batteries and solar panels. We ran a generator during the winter time to charge our batteries, and the solar panels kind of charged our batteries during the summer. So we would actually, if we wanted to play like a video game, it'd all have to be offline. We didn't get introduced to the internet until we moved to Minnesota, but that's further down. But yeah, we spent most of our time outside doing things. In Trapper Creek, we got a lot of snow. Like at Thorn Bay, in Juneau, it rained more than anything. It wasn't very much snow, but in Trapper Creek, we got a bunch of snow. So we were kind of introduced to then to all the snow. We would make all kinds of snow tunnels in the winter, go sledding all the time. We did skiing and snowshoeing. I mean, I actually remember a couple snow tunnels actually collapsing on me, but thank God my family and friends were there to save me. Because if a snow tunnel collapses on you, I mean, you can't move. I mean, I was just moving my hands back and forth and I was going nowhere, but they dug me out both times. So, you know, it's kind of like a life, almost a life-ending thing, but I managed to live. I actually had a tree fall on me one time. All of our friends and myself included were climbing on this tree, and it kind of snapped and it fell on me, but yeah, here I am. I mean, there was snow to block my fall, so it didn't hurt at all. But it was just like another thing that, like, if that would have went any other way, I probably could have died from that too. But yeah, living in Trapper Creek was really fun. We actually made a stick fort one time in the forest during the summer, and then the winter set, and then after winter we went back out to our stick fort to check up on it, and there was just hair everywhere, so something like hibernated in our fort, which was like pretty cool. Like we made a home for something during the winter. I mean, just all those experiences in Alaska just made it like a great experience. I mean, the wildlife there is just insane. It's like different from a lot of places around the world, and it's, yeah, I mean, there's less people there than Rhode Island. I mean, there's hardly, like, the population per square foot is like insanely low, besides in like your big cities like Anchorage. But yeah, after Trapper Creek, we would move to Minnesota. In Minnesota, we'd stay about 3 years there, and this is where we'd actually make great friends, because me and my brother living in Alaska, we didn't really make much friends. We had a friend from like 4th to 6th grade, but once we got to like high school, he kind of went up the popularity line, and we kind of sat at the bottom. So me and my brother, we didn't really have much friends living in Alaska. Like, him and me hung out all the time. I mean, we were each other's best friends. Me and my twin brother and me are very close. We've been close ever since birth. I mean, he'll probably be my best friend till the day I die. So, but yeah, Minnesota is actually where we'd actually make actual friends, not just acquaintances. And the people we meet first would be Evan, Lucas, and Esmeralda. These guys we'd hang out with all the time. Even now, I hang out with them all the time. I mean, we made other friends in school, but those 3 people are the ones I hang out with still today. So I want to recommend them. I want to say that they're my best friend, not recommend them, but they are my best friends till today. That I would meet at this time. Yeah, Minnesota, we would actually move from Alaska to Minnesota, and leaving Alaska in an airplane, you look down and you see all these big mountains just covered in snow, and it's just this gorgeous country. And then you leave Alaska, you take a 14-hour flight all the way over to Minnesota, and then you come back below the clouds again, and all you see is just fields and fields of corn. I mean, it was just like a completely different place. It's like, whoa, Like, where's all the mountains? I just like remember thinking that it's like there's nothing. It's just flat fields. You could just see like squares where like there's a square of corn, there's a square of soybeans. I mean, there's just like squares and then a big city around all these squares, all these fields. It was just like completely different from what I was used to. Yeah, we would live in Minnesota for the next 3 years. We actually stayed in the cities for about 3 months while my parents found us a farmhouse. That was about a 16-acre farm place. We didn't have any animals or anything. We just lived on this farm place. We tore down all kinds of buildings. And actually, my dad is really good at fixing up things. He has a blueprint basically to fix anything. He's got anywhere from plumbing all the way to carpentry. I mean, he can do anything. So we usually move, fix up a place. I mean, he fixed up our boat, the log cabin that we lived in Trapper Creek. We actually traded our boat for the log cabin. He fixed up the log cabin, and then we would sell the log cabin to come to this farmhouse and fix up this farmhouse. I mean, my dad and our family just moved around all over the place, and we'd fix up things and then move again. But we lived in Minnesota for my 9th, 10th, and 11th grade year. I was actually really good in school. It just came naturally to me. I would have a 4.0 from 9th to 11th grade. And then our 11th grade year, we would finish that year there. We actually moved to Minnesota to get closer to family. Like I said before, we moved to Alaska, and all of my family lived in Ohio. So I never really have much memories with my grandparents or cousins or anything, because when we moved to Alaska, we never went back to Ohio. Like maybe 1 week, 2 week max at most that we spent with our family in Ohio. So I never really had any memories with my family in Ohio throughout my whole childhood. So we actually moved to Minnesota to get closer to family. Like, they didn't want to be like too close, but we got close enough so we could visit every year. And so moving to Minnesota kind of just let us hang out with our family in Ohio a little bit more for those 3 years. And then my dad actually got he kind of wanted to go back to Alaska because he missed it like a lot. So we would actually leave our junior year, which me and my brother didn't. We were begging to stay. We wanted to graduate with all of our friends there, but we had to go. So we went back to Alaska and did our senior year there. We actually moved back to Thorn Bay. Now, like I said before, we ran did track and cross country a lot in school, and we actually started cross country in Thorn Bay in our 3rd grade year. And I thought it was just pretty cool to start cross country our 3rd grade year in Thorn Bay, and then moving back to Thorn Bay our senior year and finishing cross country there. It's kind of just like a cool little thing that happened in my life. But yeah, we would do cross country there. It was a really, really fun year, I'm not going to lie. Yes, I wanted to stay in Minnesota and graduate, but that year was just, it lasted so long, and it was one of the best years of my life. I mean, doing sports there in Alaska, you get to travel. You go on ferry boats, and you leave school for 2 weeks, or a week and a half, something like that. I mean, it's not just a day thing. You actually travel to do sports in Alaska. I mean, you go on a ferry boat, you stay the night on the ferry boat. I mean, it's just an experience all on its own. But yeah, after moving back to Alaska, I actually met a friend. His name is Dylan. He'd be my friend all the way through that year. We did everything together. This is actually the moment where me and my brother kind of started parting ways a little bit, because I did everything with Dylan and had never really hung out with my brother as much as I used to. And my brother didn't really want to hang out with Dylan too often. It was just me and him usually. But me and Dylan become close friends. We actually wanted to move in with each other and get a place together, but it ended up not working out. He actually ended up moving to Texas, and I would actually end up moving back to Minnesota to go to college. So me and my brother left Alaska. We would go back to Minnesota, and I would go to college there, but my brother didn't go to college. He actually got a girlfriend, so I kind of just did the college life on my own. So I'm actually the only one in my family to actually go to college. I'm not dissing the rest of my family. I mean, they've succeeded without even going to college, but I just thought I'd give it a try. I'm actually thinking about not even going to college anymore, because I kind of want to pursue my dreams and my music. I make music. I want to do YouTube, and I actually want to stream on Twitch. I'm very passionate about all of that, gaming, music, very passionate about. Yeah, right now I've had several jobs in Alaska, but right now I'm working in a hardware store, True Value. I've actually learned a lot working at the hardware store. I mean, there's a lot to learn. I mean, about all the hardware, and I mean, somebody came and asked me if we had a donut for a stool. I'm like, what? What's a donut for a stool? And they're like, it's the ring you put at the bottom of the toilet. I'm like, why don't you just say wax ring? I mean, there's a lot of different like terms that people use for things. So it took me a little while to get used to everything in the hardware store, but I learned a lot there, and the people I work with have helped me out a lot throughout all the 2 years I worked there, on growing as a person and becoming the best I can be, living on my own, away from my parents. But my twin brother actually moved back to Alaska recently, or not recently, about a year ago. He had some troubles with his girlfriend, and he actually ended up moving away. I don't know why I'm saying this, but he kind of just moved away, and it kind of bummed me out, because my brother and me have been close, like I said, all of our life. So it kind of was like a big step in my life. Like, he moved away, it's like I don't have my brother by my side anymore, and it kind of made me grow even more as a person, because I'm not doing everything with him. I kind of go on my own path, and he kind of went on his own path. It was kind of a good thing for us. But yeah, he's actually going to be moving back here soon in October, and we're going to get a place together, and we actually kind of want to pursue, because he's really big into gaming and stuff too, and we kind of want to do it together. So that is what my life has come to right now. So that's everything that's kind of built up to who I am today. So yeah, I think I talked a little bit about everything in my life. But yeah, just see how this goes out. I mean, I'm at 10 kills right now. One left, and I ended up managing to get him as well. So just enjoy the rest of this gameplay, guys, and thanks for watching and hearing a little bit about me. Bye.